First time ever, NVIDIA has become the most valuable company in the world.
It is the most extraordinary thing, Bill, that a normal dishwasher busboy could grow up to be this.
Ever wonder how a tiny startup became a $3 trillion tech giant? NVIDIA's story is one wild ride of vision, guts, and game-changing tech. From a cramped office in California to ruling the AI revolution, NVIDIA's journey is one for the history books. But here's the thing. They're just getting started. As AI threatens to flip our world upside down, NVIDIA's holding all the cards. Will they use this power to create a tech utopia, or are we in for a bumpy ride? NVIDIA's origin story. It all began in 1993 when three friends, Jensen Huang, Chris Malachowsky, and Curtis Priem, decided to shake up the world of computer graphics. These tech wizards saw a future where video games would look so real, you'd think you were inside them. With just $40,000 in the bank, they set up shop in a small office in Sunnyvale, California. The name NVIDIA comes from the Latin word invidia, meaning envy. And boy, did they make their competitors envious. Their first big break came in 1995 with the release of the NV1, a multimedia card that could handle both 2D and 3D graphics. While it wasn't a smash hit, it put NVIDIA on the map. But the real game changer came in 1999 with the GeForce 256. This beast of a graphics card was the world's first GPU, or graphics processing unit. It could handle complex 3D calculations much faster than regular computer processors. Gamers went wild, and NVIDIA quickly became the go-to brand for anyone serious about gaming. The early 2000s saw NVIDIA dominating the graphics card market. They kept pushing the boundaries, making games look better and run smoother. Remember the bullet time effects in The Matrix? NVIDIA's tech helped make that possible. They even won an Oscar for their contributions to the film industry in 2007. But NVIDIA wasn't content with just ruling the gaming world. They had bigger plans. In 2006, they launched CUDA, a platform that allowed their GPUs to be used for more than just graphics. Scientists, researchers, and data crunchers suddenly realized they could use these powerful chips for all sorts of complex calculations. This move into general-purpose computing opened up whole new markets for NVIDIA. From weather forecasting to oil exploration, their GPUs started popping up everywhere. They even found their way into supercomputers. By 2012, 3 of the 5 fastest supercomputers in the world were using NVIDIA chips. As smartphones took over the world, NVIDIA jumped into the mobile market. Their Tegra processors powered some of the hottest devices, including the Microsoft Surface and Google Nexus 9. But the mobile world was tough, and NVIDIA eventually shifted focus back to what they did best: high-performance computing. The rise of artificial intelligence and machine learning in the 2010s was like rocket fuel for NVIDIA. Their GPUs turned out to be perfect for training AI models. Suddenly, every tech giant and their dog wanted NVIDIA chips. From self-driving cars to voice assistants, NVIDIA's technology was powering the AI revolution. In 2016, NVIDIA unveiled the Tesla P100, a GPU designed specifically for AI and deep learning. It was a massive hit, cementing NVIDIA's position as the leader in AI hardware. Tech giants like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft became huge customers, using NVIDIA's chips in their data centers. But NVIDIA wasn't done innovating. In 2018, they introduced RTX technology, bringing real-time ray tracing to consumer graphics cards. This made games look more realistic than ever, with lifelike reflections, shadows, and lighting. Once again, NVIDIA had changed the game. The COVID-19 pandemic might have slowed down many companies, but not NVIDIA. As people spent more time at home gaming and companies accelerated their AI and cloud computing projects, demand for NVIDIA's products soared. In 2020, they announced plans to acquire ARM, a major player in mobile chip design, for $40 billion. While this deal eventually fell through due to regulatory concerns, it showed NVIDIA's ambition to expand its reach. In 2021, NVIDIA split its stock 4-for-1, making it more accessible to individual investors. This move, coupled with the company's strong performance and the growing importance of AI, sent the stock price soaring. By early 2024, NVIDIA had become one of the world's most valuable companies, with a market cap exceeding $2 trillion. Recent developments have only reinforced NVIDIA's dominance. In May 2023, they introduced the GH200 Grace Hopper superchip, a powerhouse designed for generative AI and large language models. This chip has been crucial in powering the AI boom we're seeing today. NVIDIA's has consistently bet on the future and won big. From revolutionizing gaming graphics to powering the AI revolution, NVIDIA has shaped the tech landscape in ways few could have imagined. But with great power comes great responsibility. So how did NVIDIA outmaneuver its competitors to become the king of AI chips? Silicon Showdown. As NVIDIA rose to prominence, it found itself in an epic battle for tech supremacy. This wasn't just about making better graphics cards anymore. It was a fight for the future of computing itself. NVIDIA's main rival in the graphics world has long been AMD or Advanced Micro Devices. For years, these two giants have traded blows, each trying to outdo the other with faster, more powerful GPUs. In 2006, AMD bought ATI Technologies, NVIDIA's other major competitor, heating up the rivalry even more. But the real fireworks started when NVIDIA set its sights on a bigger target: Intel. For decades, Intel had been the undisputed king of computer chips. Their CPUs, or central processing units, were in almost every PC. But NVIDIA had a secret weapon: the power of parallel processing. While CPUs are great at doing one task at a time really fast, GPUs can do many tasks at once. This makes them perfect for things like AI and machine learning, where you need to crunch tons of data simultaneously. NVIDIA bet big on this idea, and it paid off big time. In 2006, NVIDIA launched CUDA, a platform that let programmers use GPUs for more than just graphics. This opened up a whole new world of possibilities. Scientists could simulate complex systems faster. Financial analysts could crunch numbers quicker, and AI researchers could train their models in a fraction of the time. Intel didn't sit idle, though. They tried to get into the GPU game with their Larrabee project, but after years of development, they scrapped it in 2010. This was a massive win for NVIDIA, cementing their lead in high-performance computing. As AI started to take off in the 2010s, NVIDIA's lead grew even bigger. Their GPUs were perfect for training large AI models. In 2016, they launched the DGX-1, a supercomputer in a box designed specifically for AI research. It was a game-changer, capable of doing the work of hundreds of traditional servers. Intel tried to catch up by buying AI chip startups like Nirvana and Habana Labs, but they were playing catch-up. By 2020, NVIDIA's data center revenue had surpassed its gaming revenue for the first time, showing just how dominant they'd become in AI. But NVIDIA wasn't content with just beating Intel in AI chips. They wanted to challenge them in their home turf: CPUs. In 2020, NVIDIA announced plans to buy ARM, the company whose chip designs power most of the world's smartphones.
You were talking about merging with the world's most popular CPU with NVIDIA's AI computing platform. This is an AI play, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a big deal. I am so excited about this, Jim.
This would have given NVIDIA a huge advantage in mobile and low-power computing. The ARM deal faced fierce opposition, though. Companies worried that NVIDIA would limit access to ARM's designs or give themselves an unfair advantage. After more than a year of regulatory battles, NVIDIA had to give up on the deal in early 2022. But NVIDIA had a backup plan. They'd been quietly working on their own CPU designs based on ARM's technology. In 2021, they announced Grace, their first data center CPU. Named after computing pioneer Grace Hopper, this chip was designed to work closely with NVIDIA's GPUs, creating a powerful combo for AI and high-performance computing. While all this was happening, NVIDIA was also pushing into new markets. They saw the potential of self-driving cars early on and started developing chips and software for autonomous vehicles. Their drive platform has become a key player in the automotive industry, with companies like Mercedes-Benz and Hyundai using NVIDIA tech in their cars. NVIDIA also made moves in the world of computer networking. In 2019, they bought Mellanox, a company that makes high-speed networking equipment. This acquisition helped NVIDIA create even more powerful systems for data centers and supercomputers. As AI has exploded in popularity, NVIDIA's lead has only grown. Their latest AI chips, like the H100 introduced in 2022, are in such high demand that there's often a waiting list to get them. This chip shortage has led to some wild situations, with some companies reportedly paying up to $40,000 for a single H100 chip. NVIDIA's dominance hasn't gone unnoticed. Regulators around the world are keeping a close eye on the company. In 2022, the US government restricted sales of NVIDIA's most powerful AI chips to China, citing national security concerns. This has forced NVIDIA to create special, less powerful versions of their chips for the Chinese market. Despite these challenges, NVIDIA keeps pushing forward. In May 2023, they announced the GH200 Grace Hopper Superchip, which combines their Grace CPU with their latest Hopper GPU. This monster of a chip is designed to power the next generation of AI, including large language models like the ones behind ChatGPT. NVIDIA's rise has been nothing short of spectacular. From battling AMD for gaming supremacy to challenging Intel's dominance in data centers, they've consistently stayed ahead of the curve. Their bet on the importance of parallel processing and AI has paid off handsomely, making them one of the most valuable companies in the world. But the tech world moves fast, and NVIDIA can't rest on its laurels. New competitors are emerging, and established players are upping their game. Apple is making waves with its custom-designed chips. Amazon and Google are working on their own AI accelerators. And a host of startups are trying to create the next big thing in AI hardware. Can NVIDIA maintain its lead in the face of these challenges? Or will a new player emerge to claim the crown of tech supremacy? But right now, the question on everyone's mind is, how is NVIDIA's technology shaping the future beyond just computers and smartphones? NVIDIA's impact on AI and beyond. From healthcare to climate science, NVIDIA's GPUs are powering breakthroughs that could change the course of human history. Let's start with healthcare. NVIDIA's GPUs are helping researchers decode the human genome faster than ever before. The company's Clara platform is being used to analyze medical images, potentially catching diseases earlier and more accurately than human doctors. In 2020, NVIDIA partnered with GSK, one of the world's largest drug companies, to use AI for discovering new medicines. They're using something called computational drug discovery, which could dramatically speed up the process of finding new treatments. But it's not just about finding cures. NVIDIA's technology is also helping create them. In 2023, researchers used NVIDIA's GPUs to design new proteins from scratch. These artificial proteins could lead to new drugs or materials we've never seen before. Climate change is another area where NVIDIA is making a big impact. Their GPUs are powering some of the world's most advanced climate models. These models help scientists predict how the climate will change and what we can do about it. In 2021, NVIDIA announced they were building the world's most powerful AI supercomputer for climate research. It's called Earth-2, and it aims to create a digital twin of our planet to better understand and combat climate change. NVIDIA is also helping make our cities smarter. Their Metropolis platform uses AI to analyze video streams from city cameras. This can help with things like managing traffic, improving public safety, and even reducing air pollution. In 2022, NVIDIA partnered with Siemens to create digital twins of factories and cities, helping to optimize energy use and reduce waste. But perhaps the most exciting area NVIDIA is working on is robotics. Their Isaac platform is helping create smarter, more capable robots. These aren't just factory robots. We're talking about robots that can work alongside humans in complex environments. In 2021, NVIDIA showed off a robot that could help in hospitals, delivering supplies, and even assisting in surgeries. The company is also at the forefront of the metaverse, the idea of a shared virtual 3D world. In 2021, NVIDIA launched Omniverse, a platform for creating and operating metaverse applications. It's being used for everything from designing cars to planning cities. BMW, for example, is using Omniverse to create digital twins of its factories, helping them optimize production before making changes in the real world. One of the most mind-bending areas NVIDIA is working on is something called neural radiance fields, or NeRF. This AI technique can turn a bunch of 2D photos into amazingly detailed 3D models. In 2022, NVIDIA showed how this could be used to create 3D scenes for movies or games in a fraction of the time it would take human artists. But here's a wild question. Could NVIDIA's AI eventually become smarter than humans? The company is at the forefront of developing artificial general intelligence, or AGI, AI that can learn and reason like a human. While we're still far from true AGI, NVIDIA's hardware is powering some of the most advanced AI models in the world. In 2023, NVIDIA introduced the GH200 Grace Hopper superchip, designed specifically for training massive AI models. These models, like GPT-4, which powers ChatGPT, are getting closer to human-level performance on many tasks. Some experts believe we could see AI that matches human intelligence in certain areas within the next decade. NVIDIA isn't just providing the hardware for AI, though. They're also creating powerful software tools. In 2022, they launched NeMo, a framework for building large language models. This is the same kind of tech behind chatbots and AI assistants. They've also created tools for AI-generated images and videos, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in digital creation. The company is even venturing into quantum computing. In 2021, they announced cuQuantum, a toolkit for simulating quantum circuits on GPUs. While not a quantum computer itself, this tech could help researchers develop quantum algorithms and prepare for the quantum computing revolution. NVIDIA's impact extends to space exploration too. Their GPUs are being used to process the massive amounts of data coming from telescopes and space probes. In 2022, some of the first images from the James Webb Space Telescope were processed using NVIDIA hardware. The potential of all this technology is enormous, but it also raises some big questions. As AI becomes more powerful, how do we ensure it's used ethically? NVIDIA has been working on this, partnering with organizations like the Partnership on AI to develop guidelines for responsible AI development. Looking ahead, NVIDIA is positioning itself at the center of the AI revolution. In early 2024, CEO Jensen Huang predicted that AI would soon be writing most of the world's computer code. He envisions a future where AI assistants help everyone from students to CEOs be more productive and creative. NVIDIA's technology is powering breakthroughs in almost every field of science and technology, from healthcare to space exploration, from climate modeling to self-driving cars. NVIDIA's GPUs are at the heart of some of the most exciting innovations of our time. But with all this power and influence, what challenges and responsibilities does NVIDIA face in shaping our technological future? Controversies and global impact. As NVIDIA's influence grows, so do the challenges it faces. From legal battles to environmental concerns, the tech giant is navigating a complex landscape of responsibilities and controversies.
One of the New Year's biggest tech headlines was how NVIDIA's proposed takeover of ARM crashed and burned.
One of NVIDIA's biggest headaches has been antitrust issues. In 2021, the company's attempt to acquire ARM for $40 billion fell apart due to regulatory concerns. Competitors and regulators worried that NVIDIA might limit access to ARM's chip designs, which are used in billions of devices worldwide. This setback highlighted the growing scrutiny NVIDIA faces as it becomes more powerful. But antitrust isn't the only legal challenge NVIDIA has faced. In 2020, the company agreed to pay $5.5 million to settle charges from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The SEC alleged that NVIDIA hadn't properly disclosed how many of its gaming GPUs were being bought for cryptocurrency mining. This case showed how NVIDIA's success in one area could be complicated by trends in another. Speaking of crypto, NVIDIA's relationship with cryptocurrency miners has been a roller coaster. During the crypto boom, miners snapped up NVIDIA's GPUs, driving up prices and making it hard for gamers to get cards. In response, NVIDIA introduced special mining-specific cards and put limits on some gaming GPUs to make them less attractive to miners. But as crypto prices fell, NVIDIA was left with excess inventory, showing how quickly the tech landscape can change. NVIDIA has also faced criticism over the environmental impact of its products. High-performance GPUs use a lot of energy, contributing to carbon emissions. In response, NVIDIA has been working on making its chips more energy efficient. In 2022, they announced that their H100 chip was up to 3.5 times more energy efficient than its predecessor for certain AI tasks. But as demand for AI grows, so does the energy use of data centers packed with NVIDIA chips.
I am AI, powered by NVIDIA, deep learning and clean energy visionaries everywhere.
The company has set ambitious environmental goals. They aim to source 100% renewable energy for their global operations by 2025. NVIDIA is also working on using AI to address climate change, like improving weather forecasting and optimizing energy use in buildings. But critics argue that the overall energy use of AI, powered largely by NVIDIA's chips, could outweigh these benefits. NVIDIA's dominance in AI has also raised ethical concerns. As their technology powers more and more AI systems, questions arise about bias, privacy, and the potential misuse of AI.
NVIDIA NeMo guardrails makes LLMs more useful for businesses in a broader variety of applications and contexts by addressing the issues of AI safety and security.
In 2022, NVIDIA introduced NeMo guardrails, an open-source toolkit to help developers create safer large language models. But as AI becomes more powerful, the ethical challenges only grow. The company's global reach has led to geopolitical complications. In 2022, the US government restricted sales of NVIDIA's most advanced chips to China, citing national security concerns. This forced NVIDIA to create special, less powerful versions of their chips for the Chinese market. The move showcased how tech companies like NVIDIA are increasingly caught in the middle of global tensions. NVIDIA has also faced criticism over labor practices in its supply chain. While the company has policies to ensure ethical sourcing, the complex nature of chip manufacturing makes it challenging to guarantee fair labor practices at every step. In response, NVIDIA has increased supply chain audits and joined industry initiatives to improve conditions in electronics manufacturing. The company's rapid growth has led to internal challenges too. As NVIDIA expanded beyond gaming into AI, automotive, and other areas, it had to adapt its culture and structure. Some employees have reported feeling overwhelmed by the pace of change and the pressure to innovate constantly.
The chip giant NVIDIA may have been the victim of a cyber attack.
NVIDIA's success has made it a target for cyber attacks. In 2022, the company suffered a major breach, with hackers stealing employee credentials and proprietary information. This incident highlighted the constant cybersecurity threats faced by tech giants and the sensitive nature of their intellectual property. The company's influence on the job market is another area of debate. While NVIDIA is creating high-paying jobs in tech, the AI it enables could automate many existing jobs. This dual-role job creator and potential job displacer puts NVIDIA at the center of discussions about the future of work. NVIDIA's products have also been used in ways the company might not have intended. Their powerful GPUs have been used to create deep fakes, highly realistic, but fake videos that could be used to spread misinformation. In response, NVIDIA has developed tools to detect AI-generated content, but the cat-and-mouse game continues. The company's dominance in AI hardware has led some to worry about over-reliance on a single company for such crucial technology. What if NVIDIA's supply chain is disrupted? or if a fatal flaw is found in their chips. These concerns have spurred efforts by competitors and countries to develop alternatives, but NVIDIA's lead remains significant. NVIDIA's role in advancing AI has also sparked philosophical debates. As AI systems powered by NVIDIA chips become more sophisticated, questions arise about the nature of intelligence and consciousness. Could these systems one day become self-aware? NVIDIA executives have been cautious about making predictions, but the company's work continues to push the boundaries of what's possible. The company's influence extends to education and research. NVIDIA's academic programs provide resources to universities, shaping the future of computer science education. But this has led to debates about the role of corporate influence in academia and whether it could skew research priorities. As NVIDIA's market value has soared, some have questioned whether the company is overvalued. In early 2024, NVIDIA's market cap exceeded $3 trillion, making it one of the most valuable companies in the world. But with such high expectations baked into the stock price, any stumble could have significant consequences. Looking ahead, NVIDIA faces the challenge of maintaining its innovative edge. As competitors catch up and new technologies emerge, can NVIDIA continue to lead? The company's heavy investment in research and development, over $5 billion in fiscal year 2023, shows they're not completely relying on their old wins. Will NVIDIA use its influence to push for responsible AI development and sustainable tech practices? Or will the pressure to maintain its market dominance lead to shortcuts? Let us know what you think in the comment below. If you want to help the channel out, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've got some more awesome videos for you, so make sure to tune in for the next one.